Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Clinton Presidential Center. I'm Stephanie Street, and I serve as the Executive Director of the William J. Clinton Foundation. First, I want to thank all of you for being here today. We have a great, great day filled with activities for you, and we are so proud of all of you. Each student here took time to participate in our statewide essay contest. And as the mother of 3 daughters, I know your lives are extremely busy and your time is limited. So I'm thrilled that you made the time to research and write these incredible essays. We were impressed and inspired. And I have a feeling there are a number of future leaders in this room. We are extremely honored to have our special guest here today, former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. Let me share with you some background on her fascinating career. Madeleine Albright was the 64th Secretary of State. Serving from 1997 until 2001, she was the first woman to hold that position, which she assumed after 4 years as the United States Permanent Representative to the United Nations. During her tenure, Dr. Albright was known for her strong commitment to democracy, arms control, human rights, and peace in the Middle East, Africa, and other regions of conflict. She played a lead role in forging America's successful response to terror and ethnic cleansing in Kosovo, and was a forceful advocate of bringing war criminals to justice. But the Secretary is here today for something quite different. In addition to being a first, she has put together an unprecedented collection of pins, primarily costume jewelry, and used them as a diplomatic tool in America's arsenal. However, there remains a tendency among some to believe that women who consider their clothes must surely be neglecting world peace. But as Secretary Albright says, just because we wear earrings doesn't mean we can't think. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you a woman who can truly think. Please join me in welcoming back to Arkansas, Secretary Madeleine Albright.
Well, Stephanie, thank you very much, and thank you all for being here. I am delighted to be in this fabulous center and to have a chance to spend time with you. It really is a great place to be, and entering an essay contest is always difficult. I remember when I won the Rocky Mountain Empire, that would be Colorado and Wyoming, essay contest on the United Nations when I was a sophomore in high school. And I think the reason I won was that I was able to name the UN countries in alphabetical order, and at that stage there were only 51, so I could do that. So thank you very much.
Okay, now I would like to introduce our student panel. Our panel is made up of 3 amazing Arkansas students. These fabulous young women submitted the 3 award-winning essays, and they are going to ask some of the questions that were submitted ahead of time by you students here today. First, I'd like to introduce Jill Haney of Lutheran High School in Little Rock. Jill. Jill wrote that she would envision serving in Sudan. As a diplomat of this country, I would, to the best of my ability, try first to mend the conflicts within the nation and then help Sudan have better relationships with surrounding countries. Welcome, Jill. Next, Celine Cortez from Mount St. Mary in Little Rock. Celine. Celine wrote about Pakistan. There are diverse and complex issues in Pakistan, ranging from economic to political to social concerns. As a diplomat, I would try to introduce more commerce and trade into Pakistan and encourage companies to set up businesses in Islamabad and Karachi. Welcome. Shannon McKinney. Shannon? Shannon McKinney from Harbor High School in Springdale wrote, Mali is the 7th largest country in Africa and the continent's largest producer of gold, has the potential to become a major part of the global agricultural market. However, for this to be possible, the people of Mali need help from the rest of the world in stabilizing their economy, providing more sanitary conditions, and improving opportunities for education. Let's give these three outstanding students another round of applause. Okay, students, I'm going to turn the program over to you to ask questions to Secretary Albright.
We would like to welcome you and thank you for coming to Little Rock and reading our essays. So we have a few questions. My first question is, Sudan lacks a cohesive government, and I was wondering how you would conquer some of the religious problems the country faces.
Well, first of all, your essay was terrific. And
thank you.
Sudan is truly a very complicated place. It has a number of very serious divisions between the North and the South, the North being predominantly Christian and the South, I'm sorry, North being Muslim and the South being Christian. And in addition to that, a number of conflicts between the North and the South having more economic development and the potential of oil. And then there are the issues of Darfur, a huge and Sudan is a very, very large country that had never been run properly. It had been under colonial domination, and then when it got its independence, it never quite got it together. I think that there are real questions that it will stay together as a country, frankly, because of the religious differences, and they are supposed to have a referendum next year, and they are, in fact, they're a referendum on whether they should, the South should get its independence. So the religious differences may not ever be reconciled. And then, of course, the genocidal killing that has been going on in Darfur, there are real questions about that. The problem is that they have very bad leadership. And President Bashir is somebody who has been indicted for war crimes. So they have an awful lot of work to do. And your essay, I think, points up the huge difficulties and how they push their problems out to Chad, and a lot of, you really were able to capture what was going on.